Alright, so you've just performed the 80-20 analysis of your life. Now, I'm really curious about your results. Did you learn anything? Did you have any aha moments? Well, if this is the case, please go ahead, post a discussion and let me know, because I'm really curious. Now, in this video, I would like to talk to you about one of the biggest challenges people face when it comes to prioritizing. Alright, and this is something I faced, for many years. It's something that's really tough to pinpoint, but once you get it, it's much easier to manage, all right? So for a moment, I want you to think about some of the most important tasks you should be performing in your life. And the question is, are they comfortable? Are they easy? Are they simple? Well, probably the answer is no, right? I mean, usually when you think about life, tasks that are uncomfortable, that make you a little bit scared, right? These are the ones that bring you the most results. And it could be something as simple as making a phone call or setting up an interview, or maybe something a little bit more complex, like for example, shooting a video for your website or building a website or going to that business meeting and negotiating a new deal or whatever it is. But the point is that very often there are certain tasks we should be performing because they can give us the most results. But because they are scary and uncomfortable, in our heads we rationalize why we don't have to perform them straight away. So the question for you, did you ever have a moment, a situation where you went through the day and you felt very busy, right? You were running around, shuffling papers, making calls, and you felt that you are really productive. You felt like you are doing something. And then by the end of the day, you look in the mirror and you realize, wait a second, what have I accomplished today? Have I accomplished anything? And then you realize that you actually haven't created any results, but for some reason you felt busy. What most people fail to realize is that there is a massive difference between being busy and being productive. And you see, you can be running around feeling busy, but it doesn't mean that you are productive. Okay, so it's very important to know that this is just a self-deception. And most of us have it, right? Most of us have this self-deception where, we feel that we are accomplishing something, but actually we are procrastinating on the most important tasks by doing things that don't really matter, by handling all the minutiae. And by the way, it happened to me so many times, and it still happens to me, all right? I know that I should be doing certain things that are really important, but at the same time, they are a little bit uncomfortable. And maybe I'm in my comfort zone now, and I feel good in it, and I don't want to really get out of it. So I focus on doing stuff that, seems important and urgent, but it really isn't. Like for example, scheduling my Instagram posts, right? Or reading a book, or learning about marketing, or whatever it is. It's very easy to rationalize that certain tasks are more important than others, but really what we should be doing is analyzing everything in the context of 80-20, and then basically pushing yourself to perform that most important task, okay? That should be your priority. All right, so what are the strategies to stay on the right track, to really, make sure that you perform the tasks that are most important, or in case of learning, that you learn things that are crucial for you instead of just trying to learn everything and kind of sleepwalking through the process? Well, there are many different strategies, but I don't want to bombard you with them. I want to give you something that actually works and something that's very simple. So myself, I like to use daily reminders. And I know that it sounds really simple, but it really works. Now, I'd like to give a credit to Tim Ferriss because I learned it from him. But essentially what I like to do every single day, and by the way, I schedule them in advance. I don't need to do it every day. But I have those reminders that pop up in my phone a few times a day that basically say things like, are you inventing things to do in order to avoid the important? Are you being lazy, handling all the minutiae in order to avoid the scary task? You can use your own words. This is just an example. But the point is that you set those reminders to essentially trigger yourself back into that zone, right? So you remind yourself that you shouldn't be focusing on everything, but you should always go back to that most important task, okay? It's a very simple strategy, but it really works. And sometimes what happens is that, let's say I'm sitting down on my laptop and I'm reading about, Facebook marketing, and it's been 1 hour and I'm still reading about it, and maybe I have my YouTube opened and I'm changing tags in one of the videos, and then I get the reminder, and then I look at it and then I realize, wait a second, what am I doing now? Why am I doing Facebook ads now? I shouldn't be doing this. The most important task for today is actually preparing content for making those videos. I have a deadline. I want to publish a new course. I got to handle those videos. So look, ads are important. Learning marketing is important, but at the same time, I need to make those videos now. I have a deadline. I know that I want to publish a course and I can handle other things later. At the moment I get that reminder, I basically snap myself back into that zone. You know, I literally mentally slap myself in the face and I'm like, come on, Jimmy, what the hell are you doing? You got to focus on that one important thing. And then I sit down and get back into my zone. And hey, guess what? I'm just a human being, right? We all are. So we make mistakes and, you know, we fall into those traps quite often, just as humans. So then the next thing you know, I'm focused, I'm working on the videos, and maybe 4 or 5 hours later, I find myself, you know, reading a book and doing this and that and maybe chatting to someone or Skyping with someone. And then I get another reminder, right? And it, for example, it says, are you avoiding important things because you are scared of them? And I'm like, wait a second, am I doing it? And then I think about it for a moment and I go back to what I should be doing, all right? It's a very powerful strategy, but it really works. So make sure that, you know, instead of watching the next video and then the next one and the next one, take a moment, just take a minute and set up a bunch of reminders on your phone for the next few days, test drive it, see how you feel, but I can guarantee you that your learning experience and your productivity will definitely increase. On the final note, I would like to mention something really, really important. You have to accept that if you want to achieve greater success in certain area, you know, you got to accept that small bad things may happen, all right? If you want to please everyone and if you want to do everything, then you end up doing nothing. I mean, that's the reality. And if you want to be really good in certain area, you got to focus on those most important tasks. And because of that, you may end up missing some of those smaller tasks. And guess what? Some people may get pissed off. Some bad things may happen. But, you know, you always have to think about the big picture, right? That's the most important thing. You always have to think about getting closer to that perfect vision you have for your life. So to give an example, I mean, as you probably know, I travel all the time. I've been to 66 countries now, and I just keep moving around. So I do many different things. I try to learn as much as possible everywhere I go. I do public speaking, I write, I do videos, I do many different things. Now, every single day I get bombarded with messages from many different people on my Facebook, you know, here on Udemy, on YouTube, everywhere. Now, I always do my best to respond to those messages. But very often people want to jump on Skype with me, they want to chat, they want to do this, they want to do that. And to be totally honest with you, very often I miss those messages, right? I mean, that's the first thing. There are just too many of them. Sometimes, even if I see them, I would respond in a very concise way. And I can't jump on all of those calls. I can't accept all of the offers. Hey, can we Skype for 30 minutes? Because if I did that, then I would have to spend probably 10 hours a day handling calls. And then I wouldn't be able to, you know, create content, to learn, to travel, to learn new skills, to do all of those things I want to do in my life, right? So I have to say no sometimes. I can't say yes to everyone. And guess what? Some people get pissed off. Some people say, oh, you're so busy, oh, you're so successful, you can't even talk to me. They don't realize that 100 different people wrote the same message to me in the last 7 days. But I accept that some people may not like me for that. I accept that some people may get pissed off because I know what's my grand vision. I know what I want to accomplish and what are the crucial tasks I want to perform. I want to put it out there because way too many people try to make everything perfect. They never want bad things to happen, right? They want to please everyone, but you can't please everyone. So please remember about it. And when you define what you will be doing today, when you have that list of tasks and you are deciding between them, then assume that some small bad things may happen, but it's always about your grand vision, all right?